Hey guys, how are you? Happy Thursday, July 12th. Hope you guys have been well. Yeah, let's get right into it. So yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of things that have going on in the soccer world, football world. I apologize again for being inconsistent. A few things happened, and personally, and then not obviously, you guys don't know, but then my laptop's iMovie, which is a software I use to edit and upload this thing, just keeps crashing and it doesn't work on my laptop. So I think I made 2 videos, but I just could not upload them. So I think it'd be not pointless, but I would be behind. I think they were talking about the quarterfinal, and now if I upload it here, now that the semifinals passed yesterday and the day before, it would be all sorts out of the loop. So I deeply apologize for that. I think we should start off with the big news, and it happened 2 days ago. Two days ago, yeah. Cristiano is gone from Real Madrid and is now a Juventus player. As a Real Madrid fan, especially after the Champions League final, when he said, "Oh, it's been great, it's been a great run here at Real Madrid," he had a tone where you knew it didn't look good for his Real Madrid stay, right? You knew that he was hinting at something. Obviously, there was something there that just didn't seem right.
No entendí. Este proyecto tiene que continuar, es un proyecto ganador contigo a la cabeza. Ahora disfrutar este momento, en los próximos días sí, diré una respuesta a los aficionados, que ese sí, estaban siempre de mi lado, y fue muy bonito estar en el Real Madrid. Próximos días yo hablo, ¿vale? ¿Pero suena a despedida esto o no? No, yo he disfrutado este momento con mis compañeros. Los próximos días sí daré una respuesta. Diles algo optimista por lo menos. No, disfrutar del momento. Hicimos historia, lo que buscábamos. Lo futuro de cualquier jugador no es importante. Lo importante es lo que hicimos historia. Bueno, te dejo el micro.
And ultimately, I believe at that time, he said he was going to tell the fans before the World Cup started, if I remember correctly. But obviously he waited, as did Real Madrid and Juventus, for the pursuit. I mean, I don't know how the timeline went on, because you know all these rumors and you just never know, right? But yeah, at first I was like, okay, he's gonna get it out of the way and just say, okay, I'm going to a club, or I'm leaving Real Madrid before the World Cup, so his mind is completely just focused on that and doesn't have to think about, oh, where am I going, who am I talking to, right? Not have it be another distraction. Especially because he had just announced it, like I said, after the Champions League final. Then time passed, and then the World Cup ended, and I think it was like a week or so that after he was eliminated, maybe 2, week and a half, somewhere around that time frame, where I'm like, okay, maybe there is a chance of him just staying at Real Madrid. But then, when you least expected, the semifinal, I think it was the day of France-Belgium, the news came out that he had signed for Juventus for, I think the transfer fee was like over 100 million euros, which is great if you're a businessman, as Florentino is, to get something like that for a guy who's going to be 34 here in about 7 months-ish. 34? 35, one of the two. Business side of it is great. As a fan, as somebody who loves Real Madrid or supports Real Madrid, you feel, but I think as you get older, you understand that it's all business. It's everything, like I've said previously, it's all cyclical. All these great players eventually have to retire, right? It's just the law of life, without getting too into that realm of zen and life, and right. But yeah, I don't know if it's a sad, because you knew that Real Madrid had to rebuild. I knew as soon as Zidane left, that was surprising. You're like, okay, I just didn't feel like that was good. Maybe a Gareth Bale. Maybe I personally probably projected Gareth Bale to leave more than I did Cristiano, right? Because he always openly talked about, well, I want to retire Real Madrid. I want to play till I'm 40. Blah 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 blah. So I figured, okay, maybe Bale is on his way out, especially after playing well in the final. His stock rose, and Real Madrid cashes in on a ton of money and potentially signs in another great player. But yeah, it was Cristiano that decided. I guess it was his. I mean, we can get into the whole debate about why not just stick with less money and retire at a great club. Not that Juventus isn't a great club. Obviously, it is. It's one of the greats in Europe. But as a footballer, I think you know that the pinnacle of football is Real Madrid, and then below that, maybe you have your Milans, your Juventus, your Barcelonas, your Manchester Uniteds, right? But I'm sure where everybody aspires to be is Real Madrid. Now, you can also take into his account his point of view, right? All right, 9 years, leading goal scorer, perhaps the greatest Real Madrid player ever. Just finished winning 4 out of the last 5 Champions Leagues, if I'm not mistaken. 4 out of the 5, 3 consecutive. It's not that you get tired of winning, but I think as a human being, you're just wired to set your bar higher, or maybe just change places because I guess comfort. He just decided to, let's see if I can challenge myself and go to another great club. Can I win a Champions League there? Get a new start, set some more goals, score some more goals, and go from there. So I think it was a great 9 years with Cristiano. Obviously, everything that they won or he won there. But now it's going to be fun. I do believe this could be a potential great thing for Italian football, right? The Italian league, that is. You're talking about at one point being the best league in the world, right? Where you had the Inters, the Juves, the Milans, the Napolis that were all great, and at a time that's where the best players played. Not necessarily England and Spain. So can this semi-resurrect? Not that it was dead, right? But it wasn't the destination for these big teams, these big players, these big name players, like it was before with Kaká was there, Shevchenko was there, in that era, right? Where Maradona played in the 80s with Napoli. So can it resurrect the Italian league? I think it's going to be fun. I think it'll definitely make it more interesting to watch. And like I said, after that, I think it was like 2010 or so, where the whole Italian league suffered that corruption thing, and they just put a black mark on it, and it hasn't really been the same ever since, right? So yeah, I think it's good for both parties. Obviously, Real Madrid is it's a great club, and Florentino obviously knows what's best in the long term. I don't know what the details were with Cristiano, if he didn't want to pay him the extra. I think he's going to be earning 30 million euros in Juve, and he was earning less in Real Madrid. Again, did Cristiano chase the money? One could argue yes, but you could also argue that obviously he wanted to set himself a new challenge. This is probably his last hurrah, right? Hurrah. Sorry, I was thinking about something I saw on Twitter, which was, and for some reason I read in my mind, hurrah. But anyway, Cristiano, now Juventus player. I think there's rumors that Juventus might even look into bringing in Marcelo, but I don't know I don't know what the latest reports on that. That might just be a rumor. So yeah, Real Madrid now is obviously set to sign somebody, right? A lot of people have been saying Mbappe, the way he's been playing this World Cup. Neymar is obviously always a name being thrown out there. Personally, in my opinion, I would love to see Mbappe there. Neymar obviously is a great talent, but I I just hate those theatrics, man. That diving, that whole showboating. And one could say that Cristiano did it to a certain degree, but I think with Neymar it's just a lot of me. And then the diving, I think he takes it to a whole nother level. But it's sad in his case because he's such a great talent that if he never wins anything big like a World Cup or carries Brazil, or, he's just going to end up being remembered. Well, his theatrics were a huge part of his play, which would suck. But yeah, those two are names. Obviously, Eden Hazard has been linked to Real Madrid for a couple seasons now. So it's going to be interesting to see what Real Madrid does going forward. This is probably the video on Cristiano Ronaldo that I wanted to make. I want to also touch on the final, which is Croatia-France. Maybe not the most exciting matchup that one could have thought was going to take place prior to the World Cup. But as the World Cup went along, you saw that Croatia is a really good team, has really good pieces, especially that midfield. I think you're talking about Rakitic, Perisic, Modric, and then the bench is you have Kovacic, Mandzukic. I mean, you're talking a great deal of great footballers on that team. So on paper, it didn't look so great. You're like, well, Croatia did look. I mean, you knew that they had a great team, but you just didn't expect them to make it to the final. On the other hand, France, you knew that, especially after the devastating Euro Cup loss, you knew that they were going to be hungry. But yeah, this is the Cristiano Ronaldo to Juventus video. I'm going to talk a little bit of the final here in the next video. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought. Was it a huge surprise? What are your thoughts on Cristiano? Can he bring a Champions League to La Juve? Let me know in the comments, guys. Please comment, share, subscribe. It would mean the world to me. Take care, guys. Much love.